Christmas. And they got these chat bots now where it says chat live, except it's just a goddamn computer. It is life to setting up hamsters that I have cravings for all day, every day, because I'm addicted to sugar. 5%.
These fucking people. Fucking.
I thought that was a
create another office, create another entity to just flush your money down the toilet.
Yeah. Oh, people are quitting their jobs now by just ghosting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
Quitting sucks. That actually, because everybody is so what is it? Conflict adverse.
Well, yeah, but also fuck them. Like, why do you have to go in and have that uncomfortable conversation with your boss? What do you owe them for? Well, fuck them. It's great. I'm proud of these people. This is millennial innovation at its best. Well, we always had a system where you give us 2 weeks notice so we can fill your job and take your brain and all your experience and implant it in your replacement and give you absolutely no value for that process, even though it helps us tremendously.
In my experience, most employers, unless it's a smaller company, they don't take you up on that 2 weeks, like professional courtesy. That's just been my experience and the people I know, because they know that you've already checked out. Yeah. And also, there's, if you're dealing with IP or something like that, they want your shit
out by the end of the day.
Out, yeah.
I think that's a good way to deal with breakups. Work, just life, later, women, just disappear, right?
I mean, there's something kind of liberating about that.
Yeah. Because then, if you go to quit or break up, you're basically just opening yourself up to get shit on by the person for as long as they want. That's what quitting / breaking up is. Yeah, you go in and do the right thing by letting them know, and you never get a, okay, well, thanks, see ya.
You're starting to sell me on this.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah,
just don't show up one day. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, but I like my job.
Yeah. I got a guy who's dedicated his life to setting up hamsters in underwater utopias.
Really?
Yeah, calling in. This thing is building hamster cages and environments under the water. He really wants to put hamsters underwater. No idea why.
Really?
But he's calling in. That's his deal. Guy's calling in who, Agent Richard Head is calling in. He's going to break down Maddox's letter. That weird stalker sounding letter that Maddox put in the stream of the defense.
Awesome.
Who else is calling in? A guy who's hired a private investigator to expose a plot of his work.
Yeah.
He's calling in, I believe.
I sure hope he calls in.
It would be a lot easier. Quitting, breaking up, terminating anything. I think that a significant number of marriages are together because somebody just couldn't sack up and break up with the other one. You know what I mean?
I think you're 100% right.
Yup.
I think a lot of people are just there. It's like, the prospect of quitting is so great. It's like, oh man.
Wow, look at the color, man.
Leave.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the real.
Somebody tell me I can.
That's the real.
Please,
deal.
somebody tell me I can just leave.
Just go get cigarettes one day.
And never come back.
Never come back. Customer service boss.
Get all that orange.
This week.
Okay.
I had to do a lot of customer servicing as Winter's Drink was shipping out, trying to get everybody's order by Christmas. And they got these chat bots now where it says chat live, except it's just a goddamn computer trying to parse what you're telling it and giving you the shitty FAQ answers. It's like an endless progression, a new way of keeping you from talking to another person that never ever works.
That's one of my biggest rages.
If they have any stats saying it works, it only works because people get too fed up with dealing with the experience and just quit. You say, oh, fuck it, I'll just take the loss on this one.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Really driving me crazy. Now I'm thinking more about that ghosting breakup. We have like a key system. You know? Every day you gotta turn a key if you're still into it. But then it's not the ghosting isn't on you. It's the presumption is still there. Like if there was like an auto renewal built in to the contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's understood that it ends every couple of months and then you have to renew it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Put the momentum on the quitting and not on the sustaining it.
You both have to show your answers.
Yeah. Because nobody wants to be showing...
It's like a newlywed game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. It's time to show our answers.
Yeah.
And then if anybody writes down, no, it's over.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a good system. I don't know how that could work at work, though. Oh, I got a video of a guy on screen hitting his wife, too, which I thought was funny as hell, but everyone disagrees with me.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to watch that later.
Depends if I'm in the mood for comedy or not.
An asshole in Canada, an atheist couple in Canada who complained about classroom celebrations of religious holidays were awarded $12,000 by a human rights tribunal after their daughter was barred from re-enrolling in preschool. At one point, the guy emailed the school with photos of alternative atheist ornaments. So this was an atheist who got a bunch of money for bitching about Christmas at school.
There's nothing more annoying than like an aggressive atheist.
Yeah. They're worse than aggressive Muslims.
They're
really
worse than aggressive
terrorists.
people of any religion, man. It's just so... Oh my God. Can't you just go the whole thing's fucking stupid and just...
I think that they don't get that it doesn't have anything to do with God. He emailed the school with photos of alternative atheist ornaments, ranging from an ornament that simply said skeptic to a more provocative one with an image of the Twin Towers captioned, "Atheists don't fly planes into buildings." Oh. So we had a kid with this guy.
Yeah.
Over the next few
I'm
months.
so smart. I'm so much better than you because I don't believe in something.
He really hates his dad, I guess.
Yeah.
Hates his dad so much he's going to kill God. Over the next few months, the dispute grew from tense emails about ornaments, books on the nativity, and dreidels, to an argumentative meeting where Mangold began doing the Nazi salute and marching around while he sung a different version of "O Canada," in which he substituted his own lyrics, according to the court group. They gave this guy
Goose stepping around.
$10,000. He won $10,000 for this behavior. Oh God. Atheists can celebrate presents, can't they?
Yeah.
There are presents all over the place. Isn't that your God now? Just a bunch of buying shit? That's all that's left when you take the actual God out of it, right? Sure. That's all you have. Oh, you want to talk to Agent Richard Head first?
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Special Agent Richard Head. Hey, man, what's going on? So the last time you called in, you brought in a Monkey Jones video that got played at a crime seminar as evidence of the incel uprising.
Yeah.
And the imminent danger of these horrible incels who hate women.
Right.
And since then, Monkey Jones has been banned from YouTube because of his hateful rhetoric, because of the same fucking video that Special Agent Richard Head. Dude,
It's so amazing.
it's amazing.
It's stunningly... It's stunning.
It's like everything in the world is a week behind this show. Monkey Jones comes in as a incel William Wallace, and the next thing you know, he's done. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers just deleted. Like nothing.
We need satire tags on things. This is, I mean, people don't know. People can't tell. I don't understand. They're missing that gene. You say like people are missing the humor gene?
Yeah.
I mean, they clearly are, but it's also, people don't understand. We don't understand dry or rye in this country.
Yeah.
We don't get that. a lot of
think
people.
sarcasm has a lot to do. Like, I was reading this thing saying a couple of universities in Australia are banning sarcasm because it's a form of violence.
I'm disappointed if that's the case.
I love it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
how the hell else do you respond to that? It's like the law in and of itself is sarcastic at that point. You're not ban sarcasm. How?
Yeah.
How will you do
I hope that
that?
was I hope that was a like an Onion type article. That,
Me too.
yeah.
I really hope it was, but I doubt it.
Well, that's what's scary is, you know, at a point in time you go, oh, that's fucking absurd. Now you're like, I don't know.
Well, they banned him because they said it was glorifying violence. That his abject mockery of Elliot Rodger was glorifying violence, and it's not something they wanted to have on their platform. The whole thing is very fishy, because Monkey woke up with 6 strikes on both of his channels.
Okay, how many strikes do you get?
3.
Oh,
he,
3
I'm
per
sorry.
channel.
He got 3 on each channel, so
He's
6
out.
strikes total.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of contravening the idea of a strike? First of all, like, isn't it supposed to be a... Warning?
Well, yeah.
Oh, we've noticed you're doing this shit. We'd like you to stop, so we're striking just one strike.
Well, yeah, the umpire lets you know that. You know 3 strikes.
Nobody
is it.
throws 3 balls at once.
Yeah.
I don't know what sport this is. Again,
That's a
people don't know
Bugs
the
Bunny
sport.
curveball and you swing 3 times in the same pitch.
Yeah, this is like child baseball rules. You lob one up in the air and then try to throw a stinger right through just to be a jerk.
Yeah.
He woke up to 6 strikes and his channel terminated, which I can't even understand.
I don't
Who's doing
understand that. I can't wrap my head around even that, a 75-year-old wouldn't get that is a joke.
You mean a satirical, dark reading of Elliot Ronji's manifesto and like outright mockery? It's extreme hyperbole of it. But it's obviously making fun of the guy.
Hilarious.
You know what's so explicit in his mockery too? Like the video that they played at the crime seminar ended with him saying, "Or I can just stay inside playing World of Warcraft all day instead of getting a girlfriend."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right? Which is obviously what he means. It's demoralizing as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember when I got banned from the internet about 10 years ago, right around the Dr. Phil time, when no hosting platform on the internet would take me in, no web host, because they get 1 or 2 complaints by email and then you're done.
Yeah, that's it. It's so funny how companies and platforms just jump to appease the most fucking loony of the people.
Yeah.
Could be like 1 or 2 or 20 complaints and they think like, holy shit, this is completely widespread. We gotta do something about this. We've gotta knee-jerk, irrationally react and fuck everything up.
It's like, they think that 1 furry means there's 100 of them.
Yeah.
I thought, well, there's 20 furries over here, so there must be, wow, everyone must be into this, but they're not. It's just them. It's just those 20 emails of people who are pissed. It doesn't represent 1,000 people apiece.
It's not a rat infestation. You know what they say, like a rat infestation? For every 1 you fucking see, there's like 30 you don't.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
The monkey gets banned for an alleged glorification of Elliot Rodgers violence, which is the hilarious thing is the Wall Street Journal is running like a biopic on Elliot Rodgers' manifesto.
Yeah.
Which is as glorifying as it gets. Like, fuck, if I died, I would love the Wall Street Journal to do a 7-minute presentation of my greatest hits reel. Yeah. There's nothing I would want more than a major news organization putting my manifesto against pictures of me and somber-sounding music. Yeah. So that everyone was told my message, and that the people who agreed with it would glom onto it. And
That's right.
There's the last thing in the world I would want is Monkey Jones's ass making fun of me.
Right.
Sarcastically reading my manifesto and making fun of me.
That's right.
That's the last thing I would want.
Yes.
Thank God YouTube's working to protect the memory of Elliot Rodgers.
Yeah.
It sucks because I remember how demoralizing it is to get your shit shut down. If it wasn't for Coach, who ran my website in a server in his bathroom for like 6 years before I finally found another Coach who would read the abuse emails. He was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot to log into that abuse account. Check it out. And it would just be people complaining to the web host, like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And he didn't even notice because he hadn't ever logged into the account. I remember how demoralizing it is to have worked for something and worked on something that everybody loved.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Monkey Jones.
He's
hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And to just have it taken away is like a punch in the gut. You know, Sargon got banned on Patreon, and I disagree with it, but Sargon's he's playing a dangerous game, and he pissed off a lot of people, and I think he had something to do with putting himself in that position as much as it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certainly the same thing could be said for me.
Sure.
But Monkey is just making funny content.
Yeah.
To have it wiped out like nothing really fucking sucks. So, he's got a new website, monkeyjones.tv. So I don't know, I haven't posted it.
Hopefully everybody will find him there and
So I guess it's all, oh, and here's the other thing.
Yeah.
All 6 strikes happened, it's all, to me, I don't know how much of this is true, but it's very suspicious that it happened
In like 5 minutes.
in 5 minutes, and also so soon after Mumkey tried to help his friend get out of this domestic violence situation that the couple was in. Mumkey's friend Asperger got arrested for beating up his girlfriend and biting her. A lot of really heinous shit.
Yeah.
That he seems to be admitting to.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that domestic violence incident, Mumkey tried to console the woman and help her out with whatever she needed. Eventually, Mumkey had to go to bed because, you know, he's not your fucking dad. If you want somebody there to console you, get a better boyfriend, right? Call your fucking parents. Call Madam Cleo. It's not Mumkey's job to walk you through your fuck-ups. I guess there was a huge amount of bad blood from the girl toward Mumkey after this happened. So I start thinking, if these, as I always say, never get involved in a domestic violence situation. Never. No, never. Never. There's no one innocent involved in it.
Cops will tell you the same thing.
Never, 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 because they will turn on you in a second once they've decided that they want to get back together with their girlfriend or boyfriend, and they're right.
Yeah, that's true.
They know more about their life than you do. It might be worth it to them to get smacked around a little bit and have access to all the benefits that they do have. You don't know. It's easy for you to say, but you're not putting food on the fucking table, are you? You're not bringing home, you're not going to show up like Santa Claus with a sack full of WIC cards and 5% of which is soda, feeding mom and her kid after the husband goes to jail, are you? So you don't know. The world is tough. It sucks. You gotta take a lot of shit to survive. My point is, don't ever get involved because they will turn on you, they will get embarrassed about their choices and turn on you in a fucking second.
Yeah.
There's a guy I know that's an MMA fighter, and he witnessed some kind of domestic violence situation going down once where, like, the guy was choking the woman, and when he went to intervene, the woman started screaming at him to mind his own business.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we could play that. We could play that slacker that we want to do.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Agent Richard Head. I guess you're kind of to blame for the monkey thing. You were certainly on the cutting edge of. Well, you got something else for us today, right? You're going to analyze Maddox's weird letter to his ex-girlfriend, where he says he drove to her apartment, she wouldn't let him in. And, what else did he wanted to establish their friendship by her telling him where she lived and weird shit like that. What is your analysis as a crime expert?
So my first thing is, he contacted her through email, and that's a little weird, like most people don't email socially. So to me that says he's probably blocked on a lot of other social media.
Interesting. Okay.
Another strong vibe I got, like when I was reading the letter, it read like it was written by a guy who was raised by a single mom. So was Maddox's dad not really around when he was a kid?
Well, he never got a blowjob, so I don't know what kind of a father figure he actually has.
Maddox's dad is very
Probably
old.
the passive one.
Remember, he can't hear in one ear.
Right.
So he's pretty much deaf.
True, they could never talk to each other.
Yeah, Maddox's dad is very old.
Oh, very
So,
yeah.
I imagine he had the upbringing of like the guy in The Big Lebowski, where the dad is in the 911,
Yes.
sitting there all day.
Exactly.
What do you mean? It sounds like it was written by someone who's raised by a single mother.
There was a lot of, he does the kind of dating advice that women will give you, like the dating advice that women will give you filtered through the mind of a man with autism.
Okay.
So kind of like the be very open about your feelings is like the kind of advice women will give you.
That's true.
So then Maddox had that whole paragraph where he was saying like, well, what should I do? Just be celibate forever? I'm trying to be reasonable.
I forgot that part. Yeah. That is something that women say. Just be honest about that's the opposite. is the case. Never be honest about your feelings.
Yeah,
Be honest as long as it's something that I want to hear.
Yeah. Be honest, and if your opinions don't reflect what I want them to be, change your mind and then be honest again. Try it again. Be more honest next time.
It's like being, as long as you're diverse in the way that other people are diverse, then they get along with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then he also had like a lot of, I guess, like appeals to ethics or appeals to morality.
Well, he does that a lot.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a very feminine way of approaching the situation. Like, I think most men will tell you dating fucking sucks and it's not fair and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, no man will ever say, like, oh, well, if you just appeal to her better angels, she'll come around and fall in love with you again.
Oh, that's true. It's those, the appeals to morality were very uncomfortable to read in that letter.
Yeah, and it's just weird in general to approach dating from that kind of perspective that, like, you morally owe me a relationship now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, just, right.
I gotta refresh my memory now as we're talking about it, because it is like you morally owe me this relationship.
No, and he's very much that. He feels like people are obligated. People don't have their own minds.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
There's a transcript of it on the subreddit. Do you want me to put it in the Discord?
Yeah, sure. Everyone can play along their own.
Oh, I found it. That's not fair. Did you expect me to just sit around and be celibate forever, waiting for you to keep dangling that carrot on a stick? I tried so hard back in the day. We were supposed to meet up. I felt completely deflated and rejected. We were supposed to meet up last October, and then you pulled the rug out from under me. I felt completely deflated and rejected again. And I contacted you before Comic-Con, and when you finally decided to meet up, I had already booked a date. That is the kind of shit you never do. Like, don't you understand logistically that I had it planned out?
Yeah.
And this is clearly on you. I didn't do anything here.
Right. You didn't stick to my script.
Yeah. How about that thing about forgiveness, Agent Richard?
Oh yeah, the email. I sent you that long email about forgiveness and never heard back from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need to just get over this and forgive me.
Yeah, it seems like, is it in South Park where they had to tell, I think it was Cartman, something about, like, you can't just apologize, you also have to stop being shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that made me think of. That he thinks it's enough to just apologize and then the other person is obligated to get over it.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. Again, people don't have their own minds with him.
All right. Any other insights? Let's see.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines was he's asking why her friend blocked him on, I think it was Facebook. Which is fucking weird that he's asking about that in the first place. But then the reason he suggests is that he ran into her ex a few times, and I think that says a lot about Maddox's thought process. That he thinks that interacting with someone's ex just casually is like grounds to remove them from his life.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it's like an inflated sense of self-importance, isn't it? I mean,
I can't access her profile at all. Don't worry about it. She's free to do whatever she wants.
but not really. But I still have a big problem with that.
I ran into her ex a few times at parties. Maybe that's why. So he thinks that because he ran into her ex, she would have blocked him on social media. Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
So does the ex-boyfriend talk to the ex-girlfriend? Go, hey, I ran into Maddox. Like, what the fuck?
All right, man. I do appreciate your analysis. You got anything else on this?
The whole thing where he's talking about wanting her to meet his ex was just really fucking weird. Like,
yes, it was.
This isn't the creepiest letter I've ever read, but that part put it in probably like the top 5.
Let me read that part. Why was it so creepy to you?
Because why would he want that in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it took about 3 months before you finally agree to meet her, and it almost ended our relationship. Like, can you imagine getting into an argument that multiple times over 3 months with your new girlfriend because she didn't want to meet some chick you used to date? Like,
Used to be married to, by the way. This was he's talking about his ex-wife. The girl I'm dating is now a fan, but only insofar as you considered yourself a fan when we dated, so I was threatened by that. And I'm not sure why it irks you that I mentioned you to her. Remember when I asked you about my ex-wife, and you told me you felt uncomfortable about my friendship with her? Because he was like the best, he was like a groomsman at his ex-wife's new wedding for the husband. Like, he was weirdly fixated on that chick.
Yeah.
You felt uncomfortable about friendship. It took you about 3 months before you finally agreed to meet her.
Yeah, your feelings are totally irrelevant. I don't know why you would feel uncomfortable.
And it almost ended our relationship. That's why I mentioned it to her. It wasn't that I was asking permission, but just being open and honest, like I always try to be.
yeah, do you see what I mean? Like, the crazy in that it's like looking at a fractal where any piece of it you examine contains the same amount of crazy as the entirety of it.
yeah. Evenly distributed there.
It does seem like that. It's the word choices. Yeah, fella, I'm just being open and honest. Like, well, does that mean that you think that that's an excuse for the other thing?
Yeah.
That you just said? What's the sickest letter you've ever read?
There's two that are about even. One of them was a love letter that a guy wrote to a woman whose child he had murdered.
Okay.
That would have to be, you don't even need to read one line of that.
What was
gotta
it?
be
Yeah.
number one with a bullet.
Was it written
Well,
on
the
legal
guy,
paper?
I don't know if he was actually like mentally retarded, but he was really, really dumb. Like, I would say on the borderline of being disabled.
Yeah.
So it read like a 7th grader apologizing to his girlfriend for like holding hands with another girl at lunch, basically. But I had the context of knowing that he's talking about that he killed like a 2-year-old.
Okay. I felt a similar way when we unearthed that guy Tito, the bad hombre, and we unearthed his defense when he was asking the judge not to throw him in prison because he got convicted of having a bunch of child porn, and he was like apologizing for what the court saw was inappropriate behavior. Dude, that sounds like what a child would say. If you got busted for child porn, you gotta at least pretend to own up to it in his letter. Anyway, what was the other one?
The other one was a guy who was like doing sex trafficking.
Okay.
After he got arrested, I think he was out on bail. Sent an email to one of the victims, basically saying like, I love you and we can be together and you just need to recant your story and then everything will be okay. Maddox's thing actually kind of reminded me of that to some extent because the same way Maddox is like sweet talk, what's your address?
Yeah.
This guy was kind of doing the same thing where he would throw in the sweet talk and then also start pressuring her, but you gotta recant the story.
Yeah. I don't even know where you live.
Tell me where you live!
That's stuff you gotta watch out for. All right, Agent Richie Head, I gotta talk to a guy who's trying to make hamsters live underwater. But thank you for your analysis. It's enlightening.
Anytime.
Very enlightening, Sean.
Yeah.
You can compare someone like Maddox, who we do think has a messed up brain, with an expert's opinion, who deals with a lot of people with messed up brains. Yeah. Very interesting. All right, have a good one, buddy.
See ya.
Later.
Do you want to learn about hamsters now?
Yeah. I mean, sure. I never had a hamster as a kid.
You never had a hamster as a kid?
Did you?
Oh, I had shitloads of hamsters.
No, we had
Shitloads. I loved them. I was practically an animal hoarder.
We had rats
when I was a kid.
We had rats like when I was real young, and then we had a chinchilla at one point.
I had a chinchilla.
Yeah.
That thing was cool.
Yeah.
It would swirl around.
And it's
I just loved that
dust
thing.
bath. Yeah. They're cute.
I had tons of them. All right, let me put this guy in. Hey, hamster guy, are you in there?
Hello?
Hello? Is that?
Yeah, okay, now it's working.
Oh, all right. Let's start this over. This is the mad scientist from Hampshire. Who's
Scientist might be a strong word.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't undersell it.
I think I put your work up on par with Louis Pasteur and von Braun and some of the other great scientists of their age. You are creating underwater habitats for hamsters on Patreon.
Not because I wanted to, but because nobody else would.
Sometimes you gotta do the things that no one else wants to do.
I gotta tell you, some listener sent me your Patreon. I forget who it was, and I spent all day watching your videos on you making underwater hamster cages, reading all of your content, and I still can't figure out if you're fucking around or not, even after all 50-50. Sean, look at these. Okay, can you tell us what you're currently up to with your underwater hamster habitats? Like, what's the current ability of your cages?
In the past, I started out by basically just strapping a otter box, like a phone case, a really big phone case, to a dumbbell. Obviously not for long durations, just to test the concept.
If a dumbbell would keep an otter box down.
Then I built successively larger and larger habitats, including more of the amenities necessary for them to stay down longer and longer periods. I actually learned, almost despite myself, I learned some useful
It
information.
is like space exploration, but it's a guy with hamsters. I love every single thing about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to send humans.
Underwater, you mean? So you're going with hamsters? I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I did learn something useful from it. I mean, that's what I set out to do. I didn't think I would be able to figure out anything that anybody actually involved in that field hasn't. This is gonna be long. Do you mind if I kind of ramble a little bit?
No, I would like you to ramble. I want to know all about how you started doing this.
Yeah.
Why you got into putting hamsters underwater. How long you've been doing it. Where the future of Hampshire lies. I want to know everything.
I guess I got into it because of disappointment with the future that we got versus the one that we were promised. Like, we're supposed to have flying cars and jetpacks and cities on Mars, but one of the things that I was really excited about as a kid, I had a lot of this art
But
books
instead we
back
have
then.
banned sarcasm, Tom.
We had like 10,000 genders, yeah. And I had an art book, I think by Sid Mead or something, about what we could expect from the year 2000. And one of my favorite parts of it was the underwater city, where everybody's just scooting around in little 1 or 2 person submersibles, and they've got these big buildings and huge
Totally.
windows.
I want that.
Yeah.
Why?
And
Why do you want an underwater
2000
city?
came along.
Just
And I'm like, where
cool.
the fuck are my underwater cities? I was promised underwater cities, and I'm like, how hard could it be? And I began this basically 10-year journey of research into why that hasn't happened yet, learning about what's difficult about it. And what's may surprise a lot of people is that it's not the cost of the life support equipment, it's not the cost of the structure. After all, you're just talking about a steel shell and the same kind of hardware that's in a rebreather. The expensive part is that it's heavy. You have to transport, like if you ever ordered something on Amazon that's really heavy and noticed how ungodly expensive the shipping is, that's it in a nutshell. Moving the weight needed to counteract buoyancy over land from where the weight is produced to the shipyard where the habitat is, and then loading that weight onto a ship, loading the entire habitat onto the deck of the ship until they figured out they could design them like boats and just tow them behind the ship and make them much larger that way. And then you gotta fucking put the weight in the habitat ballast train, you gotta have an A-frame crane on the ship to get the habitat off the edge of the ship.
Yeah.
Those
It's
are
just this huge
for.
fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah. So this is what you're up against for building your underwater hamster habitat.
I would have never
What I
considered
figured
that.
out, I'm sorry, I'm just going to conclude this really quickly. This is basically the only useful thing I figured out from this endeavor, but I think it's kind of important, is that instead of bringing the weight from land, you can just build a much larger ballast tray and use sand from the ocean for where you're going to replace the habitat. You can just use like a dredge pump and suction up sand and use natural material what like NASA would refer to as in situ materials, like getting them from the destination to weigh the damn thing down, and then you don't have to transport the weight at all, and the habitat can be transported like at a much lighter weight because it doesn't have any of the ballast.
So now your new plan is to take like those giant materials bags that you get premix in at a construction yard and dredge the bottom of the whatever. Are you in a lake that you're doing this in, and dredge it into the bag to anchor?
No, not a bag.
Okay.
Not a bag, a solid ballast tray. And basically the only downside of this approach is the tray has to be much larger because lead is much heavier than sand for a given volume.
Yeah.
So it makes the habitat uglier, but it makes it vastly cheaper. And if you realistically want large amounts of shirt sleeves habitat space in the future, you have to find a way to do it at a lower cost.
So what's your timeline of using this ballast method that NASA recommends, and what is the goal of it? 'Cause I'm trying to pull up some of your pictures now, where you've got you in a scuba suit going into a dome where all the hamsters are living, taking care of them in their cages before leaving them to their, like, I mean, you've got a timeline. I think you have a timeline wherein you've gone through generational breeding of hamsters, how they've adapted to the nitrogen-rich atmosphere.
No, that's a plan. I actually contacted a team of aquanauts in, I think, the Czech Republic, and they have their own two-person habitat that's already in the water, and they, as a joke, they built their own little like mouse habitat and posted on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I've actually done a lot of that, and they were super fucking interested to meet someone who'd done that seriously.
Yeah, mice.
And
We're talking hamsters.
Yeah, hamsters. Fuck mice. No one cares about mice.
I
Hamsters.
proposed to them an experiment of breeding multiple generations of mice under hyperbaric conditions to see if there were any birth defects. I mean,
Yeah.
it's similar to mouse experiments in the ISS that we're trying to see if human beings could reproduce in microgravity without having like deformed flipper babies.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at some of your images here. I'm trying to get a good one so I can show Sean here what you've accomplished. There's one where you've got an underwater hamster, underwater hamster enclosure, and then there's a bunch of fish swimming around. Anyway, can you send me that link?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is, Sean. Look at this. Here's
Alright.
one of his if you can send me the video, that'd be better. Somebody just posted a picture.
Wow.
This is the underwater hamster enclosure with a little hamster here.
This looks kind of shitty because this is after the plants in the plant habitat had died.
Okay.
So normally the habitat on the right raises grass, but I was still experimenting with temperature settings for the grass, and I managed to kill all of it. Normally it would be green in there.
Is this in like a large aquarium, or is this in?
Yeah, it's 250 gallon. That was the test tank.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so cool.
It is
The
cool.
little hamster in there, chilling out,
Yeah.
eating some shit, whatever he's doing.
Yeah. He doesn't even think it's weird.
No. So living his
He doesn't
life
like
just
underwater.
fine.
Fish swimming
Just
around
seeing some fish. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No other hamster has ever seen this before in their life.
No.
I'm
They're all
actually
in trouble with their hamster balls.
What'd you say,
He has
buddy?
no idea. Hamsters are nearsighted. They've got no idea they're underwater, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
I love this because it kind of didn't exist.
That fat little fucker.
The
Looks like he's living pretty well.
The promise of underwater cities did not exist, so he's taking it upon himself to get the ball rolling.
Well,
Like
yeah.
this underwater hamster paradise.
Right, but it seems like there's a logical progression to people and such.
Yeah.
It's not stopping with hamsters.
Yes.
It's a pipe dream, kind of, but I feel like if I take little steps wherever I'm able to, I can eventually retire in my own like underwater structure of some sort.
You know what?
People have dreamed.
They've laughed at a lot of people over the years who turned out to be right.
There's almost been 70, I think 69 is the number, of manned underwater laboratories in history. A lot of people don't realize that. To think of these structures as something that exists only in science fiction.
Yeah, and a
It's actually
cartoon.
been done quite a bit.
Yeah.
So when is the goal for
He's
your
scratching himself. He's
when is your
happy.
goal for the next one? When will be version? I don't know what you call it, but when will it be? When are you gonna have that ready?
By this summer,
This summer.
because it has to be warm out. I don't want to go out there and get my waders and wade into a fucking ice cold lake. It's going to be 2 stories. It's going to have an internal like floor divider. It's going to have more food. It's going to have more water. It's going to have a webcam connected, and a Wi-Fi webcam that can hopefully stream with.
Yeah, but better.
Other than that, the main improvement is just the size, because people are like, it needs to be larger, and not necessarily for the hamster's sake, but just for their sake, they want it to be.
Yeah.
If he has a wheel, then he has ample, he's not constrained at all, he's effectively infinite space, but I do empathize to some extent with their desire to improve. The thing is, it's as big as I can make it, because if I increase the size anymore, it's going to be more beyond what I can personally carry, like lift and transport with my body. Which is why I got into the topic of sand ballast, because that would be one of the ways I could overcome that limit and use larger structures.
Now, have you had any, you're
Backlash?
Well, you're on the razor's edge of science and experimentation here. Have you had any tragedies?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask that too.
No.
50% of I want to say some of that's luck, but also I've gone to great lengths to test every habitat. Every habitat undergoes 72 hours of in-the-water testing before any animal goes into it.
No leaks.
There's also a number of safety features. If it leaks, then air comes out. Water doesn't go in because the habitats are positive pressure. They don't resist any pressure differential. It's like if you took an inflated balloon underwater and let some of the air out, it would bubble out, but water wouldn't go in because the air pressure is higher.
Okay.
There's also check valves, so I can switch pumps without water entering. There's also doubly redundant compressor motors, so if there's a mechanical failure, air doesn't stop. There's battery backup. If I was really doing this by book, I'd have triple redundancy, but I have double redundancy currently.
And the hamster has a safe word.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there a little
It's
hamster?
banana.
Yeah. Have any scientists reached out to you to get to learn about your research?
Only those Czech Republic guys, Project Tigermouth, which it's been really interesting watching them build a. It's close to studying how they build their habitat. It's a 2-man habitat, about the size of like a 4,000-gallon above water storage tank. It's got windows in it. It's designed for astronaut space analog studies. Unsurprisingly, the underwater environment is a pretty good simulation of space.
Now, are you breeding these hamsters, or is the local pet store having a really good year?
The second one.
Okay. Did they ever ask you any questions?
What does your family and friends think about this? What do women think about your underwater hamster thing?
Well, you'd expect them to go on the other way, screaming. Most of them just are tickled and interested by it. I had one super insanely vegan type person freak out about it, but
They're
They
going
freak
to
out about everything.
They're going to.
the thing is, I'm not a maniac. I love these animals. They're pets, not toys, and I appreciate the moral weight of an animal's life. So I think people see this and I think if you're unbalanced enough to do this in the first place, you're probably being reckless about it.
Yeah,
That's the fucked up thing, though.
Sure.
Is that I'm actually going about it in this methodical way. It's almost stranger.
Yeah, this hamster doesn't seem to be under any kind of distress at all. He's just chilling. He was eating. He's scratching himself, walking around. And I'm a little bit mesmerized by just watching this, and I kind of want it on my TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I watched them all day.
Yeah.
All fucking day. I watched these little hamsters doing their shit just with fish around them.
There's something asked about the Sky Hab. That's another project I'm working on.
What's the Sky Hab?
Real quick.
It's basically...
Sorry,
Okay.
real quick. Just to end on this, how long has this particular hamster been down, the one that we're watching right now?
No more than 1 month at a time. They spend 1 month underwater and 1 month on land.
Can you believe that?
A month. Now, do you have to take it out to put in more food and stuff? Or
Yeah, and clean it.
Yeah. So he goes down for a month. I'll be down.
Yeah.
What's Sky Hab? They're saying.
Sky Hab is, since this whole project was sort of inspired by BioShock, when BioShock Infinite came out, I was like, how can I put hamsters in the sky, of course, because that's a logical thought to have.
Right.
And I built a structure
Hamsters
out
on
of
top of
plastic
Everest?
containers with modules coming off of it resembling the space station. Of course, it doesn't really go into space. It's levitated by a 12-foot diameter weather balloon.
Sure.
It has all the things they need in order to be happy. It uses 1,000-pound rated fishing line. on a separate line, so that if the wind blows the balloon at an odd angle, that the hatch still dangles up straight up and down. And it's just so that they can spend. I wouldn't do it overnight, so I guess they just spend a day in the air at a time.
I mean, I want to see a underwater hamster world that goes out into the open ocean, like those fish hatcheries, where it's 20 feet, 30 feet down, and the water's very calm, but it's stormy on top. That could survive something like that. That would be next level.
The water is only calm at that depth if there's no storm. In order to totally evade storm currents, you have to go at least 200 feet deep. Unfortunately, it's not that significant of an engineering challenge. I mean, even narco subs typically have a depth rating of like 200 feet minimum.
Well, I really love this. I'm more impressed with this than I am with the moon landing, and I feel no shame in saying that. I hope you continue your research for a long, long time, and that you live your dream of retiring underwater. And best of luck to your hamster knots, of course. I don't want to see any tragedies. Yeah.
Can I give a shout out to Mr. Medeker for
Sure.
bringing your show to my attention and looking,
Cool.
making this all happen basically.
Yeah, what's your Patreon too?
It's fuck, I should know that offhand. Mad Science, patreon.com/Hampture.
Hampture.
Yeah.
Hampture.
R-E. Yeah.
Does anything make you a rage? I ask everybody who comes on the show what makes them a rage. Anything? You got anything like that?
No,
Gerbils.
After you've done as much mushrooms as I have, it's kind of difficult to get angry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
The puzzle is fitting together.
Real? I don't know how
Just
to
like
say
an
this.
entire trough of mushrooms. I just eat them like horse.
I've met a lot of weird guys, but my friend, you are a strange guy, and I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what I say that as big a compliment as I can possibly say it. But I love how weird this thing is. Thanks for calling and talking about it. Where are you? Where in the world are you?
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Seems like as good a place as any to do it, right? I mean, you got lots of water.
Helping to raise awareness about this elaborate cry for help.
All right, dude, get out of here.
I think it's cool.
Thank you
Yeah.
for calling in. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing.
Moving on to chickens next.
I love it. I love
amazing.
that fucking thing. You gotta find something in life, man.
You really do.
You really do. You really gotta find something.
72 hours of testing before he puts an animal in it. No, I admire the shit out of that.
Me too.
Yeah. You don't want to just put a fucking hamster in there and go, well, let's see.
I thought he would have a list a mile long of hamsters who sacrificed to
Me
bring
too.
this reality, but none. He's safer than NASA.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Hamsters. Oh man.
NASA would send animals into space, you know, with no heat shielding at all. Well, no, and no plans. I mean, they didn't plan to retrieve them or anything. I mean,
They sent them up
the dog's
to
going to
kill
go
them on
up there, and then
to see how they would react
Of course.
under duress and how long they would be able to do stuff. All right, that guy's. Thank you for calling in. Go check out his stuff. You watch it like that.
Russia and the U.S. did it with dogs.
Yeah.
You know, they did it with dogs. There's a statue of a dog in Russia that was like the first, you know, like larger animal in space, whatever.
They're using Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yeah.
The dog was. I'm serious. At the end, that Cosmo dog.
Really?
Yeah. I think in the comic he's a part of their team. He's like the leader of their team.
Did not know that.
So what were you saying?
No, I think they were hoping that like he would last like close to a week before he like starved to death, you know. But instead, I think he only made it like some hours out there because I think he got the depressurization or lost all his oxygen or burned up or something. But you know, don't get all crazy over the guy putting hamsters underwater. That's what I'm saying.
They're safer than us.
Yeah.
You know, we could watch Metal Jess's video too. We never watched it.
She has a video.
Yeah, just
About
put out
what?
a video about
This whole thing.
Yeah, about tips for life.
Oh.
We have 17 tips. Okay, well, we'll watch it.
When was
we'll
this?
watch it. It was last week, right after the show, I think. I think she got triggered into speaking because of the bonus episode we did when we talked about a restraining order and made fun of her.
Yeah.
I think she spurred out and made this. It's unwatchable. It's one of the worst videos that you will ever see in your life. But she does take some jabs at Maddox. And it also doesn't look like the kind of video someone would make when they're suffering from unimaginable stress. I will also like to point that out. Let's watch that after. Sean Galt, we're making a raise this week, is people who act like you not seeking their company exactly as often as they'd like is some kind of personal attack against them, not a natural consequence of other people's lives and schedules interacting. I always feel I get calls from my family at the worst times, and I always feel like such a cock having to rush them through it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the middle of the fucking day. It's always coming home and going to school. It's like, I do want to talk to you, but it's the middle of the day right now. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Dad Baba Ganoush says unskippable previews on Blu-rays.
Yeah.
DVDs.
Pretty annoying.
Press the menu. This action not available. My disc and player, it better be available. I don't fucking care about these other movies. I just want to watch Jingle All the Way. Fuck! End up fast forwarding through every preview till it hits the menu, and by this time I just don't even want to watch the damn movie anymore. And they know they're doing it by putting that option in that you sell me a device with a skip button and say, oh yeah, we gave the companies the option to disable that skip button. Why did you do that to me? Why did you force me to watch ads by disabling this button? You fucks. This is why the pirates will always win.
That's right.
And why they're morally justified in pirating everything. Because you make it so goddamn hard to watch your fucking movies.
Yep.
One ad, no. Even the title trailer. What? I don't give a shit about who has ever watched a chapter of a DVD? Oh, that was enough of that DVD. I just wanted to watch the third chapter. What the fuck is that for?
I guess if you leave off at some place, you want to pick back up again.
The special, I'll use fast forward for that. I don't need to go futzing through the chapters. The special editions. Oh, wow, thanks a lot. Another fascinating look into Jingle All the Way when I pass out. And it's totally worth passing out and leaving the title screen on for 10 hours so it's stuck in my head for the rest of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do this for you guys. You want to be pirated. That's your ass.
You're asking for it.
Back to Tucson, the heart attack I get when I'm walking my dog and assume he's marking his turf when he's really eating a half-eaten Three Musketeers bar. Some degenerate threw behind others in the dog rags and you think they're pissing me. Oh, God damn it.
You need something. Eating other dog shit.
Bonus for decorating for Christmas with my wife. Christmas decorations are supposed to be easy. Lights on gutters, tree in the living room, stockings on the mantle. The details don't matter. Easily bought and put up in a few hours. Instead, my wife treats every decision like she's picking which of her kids lives and dies. Should we get icicle lights or normal strings? What size bulb? Should the bulbs be frosted? What color of white should the bulbs be? There is no color of white, it's just white. Just pick something normal and get 200 feet of it. The more time I spend in some shitty box store deciding which cheap Chinese garbage to buy, the less time I actually spend getting to enjoy the holidays. That's right. Hey Dick, just listening to episode 132, we talk about how much less sex we're having, and I wanted to get your advice on something. I have no desire to find a woman, despite being a virgin at 22. That doesn't impact on my feelings of self-worth. I don't feel any panic about it, and it overall just doesn't bother me. I'm asking for advice because I'm pretty sure that's abnormal. Yeah. Well, I would say that's abnormal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like bad, but
It's a bit odd.
I would say abnormal. That's not what most people would probably feel or.
I mean, on the other hand, look at all the extra time you have.
Yeah.
You could build underwater hamster universes, write a book.
Does it say he like jerks off a lot?
You could get
does he
into
have a
magic.
sex drive? That's-
Surely I should have some sort of drive to find someone to stick it in.
No.
Some sort of desire for companionship. Not yours. Why, when thinking about the idea of me never losing my virginity, do I not get worried? I feel sad and angry. Wow.
Well,
That is a foreign mind. Not angry or sad.
yeah.
I'm thinking about not having sex tonight and it makes me angry.
or feeling, you would think you'd feel pressure from, societal pressure or whatever. That's like, oh, God, I can't get a virgin. Like it's.
It's not like I have no sex drive because I jerk it once a day on average.
Yeah.
Is that the issue? No, that's normal. I have no sexual hang-ups or excuses for my virginity in regards to my appearance. I've always worked in fields bereft of women, and I never went to university, so maybe that's the problem. No, I wanted to stick it in a woman long before university. This can't be healthy, right? Should I send you a picture of my flaccid penis? No. Go fuck yourself.
Well, okay.
God, what are you, buddy? You got it made. Are you kidding me? Sex drive ruins lives. You know what sex drives turn into? Marriage. It has haunted mankind since we first crawled out of the ooze, this fucking sex drive. I would never turn it off. God forbid. But if I didn't have it, my life would be better. Right?
Like I said, think of all the time.
Think of all the time. Think of all the time you save, man. You gotta do something, though. You ever met anyone like this? People with less sex drive always kind of weird me out.
But I mean, he's saying he does have a sex drive, but it's just what's more fascinating to me is the lack of just any type of feelings of anxiety or like shame or any of that, because I think we're taught, especially as guys, you're like, oh man, you gotta get in there.
Yeah, you gotta get in there. I feel like
and even with all that, he's like, whatever, it's cool.
He doesn't have that little voice in the back of his brainstem telling him, you gotta fuck, you gotta fuck, you gotta fuck.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's the one who has to live his life, and if he's fine with who he is, that's the only thing that fucking matters.
Look, you gotta make money. You gotta go out there. You gotta get a good job. You gotta always increase what you've got, right? Eventually, some chick is gonna see that and try to get her claws into you. So it's I think this is a self-solving problem.
Yeah, at some point, you'll be successful, and then some chick will rape you.
Yeah, they will. They'll trick you.
You don't have a choice.
They'll trick you into thinking that you have a sex drive when you don't. Dick, what's up, buddy? I'm a computer engineer in Alabama, and I'll be graduating.
So he's the one.
Yeah, I'll be graduating in the spring to start a job here. I'm 24. And I've hooked up with 5 different girls. Basically, all the attractive girls I've been in contact with while engineering. I don't know if he's bragging or making a joke about chicks in engineering. pirating everything. Because you make it so goddamn hard to watch your fucking movies.
Yep.
One ad, no. Even the title trailer. Well, I don't give a shit about who has ever watched a chapter of a DVD? Oh, that was enough of that DVD. I just wanted to watch the third chapter. What the fuck is that for?
I guess if you leave off at some place, you want to pick back up again.
The special, I'll use fast forward for that. I don't need to go futzing through the chapters. The special editions. Oh, wow, thanks a lot. Another fascinating look into Jingle All the Way. When I pass out, and it's totally worth passing out and leaving the title screen on for 10 hours so it's stuck in my head for the rest of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be this way, but you want to be pirated.
You're asking for it.
Back Tucson, the heart attack I get when I'm walking my dog and assume he's marking his turf when he's really eating a half-eaten Three Musketeers bar. Some degenerate threw behind others in the dog rags and think they're pissing me. Oh, God damn it.
Eating something. Eating other dog shit.
Furnace crew, decorating for Christmas with my wife. Christmas decorations are supposed to be easy. Lights on gutters, tree in the living room, stockings on the mantle. The details don't matter. Easily bought and put up in a few hours. Instead, my wife treats every decision like she's picking which of her kids lives and dies. Should we get icicle lights or normal strings? What size bulb? Should the bulbs be frosted? What color of white should the bulbs be? There is no color of white, it's just white. Just pick something normal and get 200 feet of it. The more time I spend in some shitty box store deciding which cheap Chinese garbage to buy, the less time I actually spend getting to enjoy the holidays. That's right. Hey, Dick, just listening to episode 132, we talk about how much less sex we're having, and I wanted to get your advice on something. I have no desire to find a woman, despite being a virgin at 22, that doesn't impact on my feelings of self-worth. I don't feel any panic about it, and it overall just doesn't bother me. I'm asking for advice because I'm pretty sure that's abnormal. Yeah. Well, I would say that's abnormal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but
That's a bit odd.
I would say abnormal. That's not what most people would probably feel or.
I mean, on the other hand, look at all the extra time you have.
Yeah.
You could build underwater hamster universes, write a book.
Does it say he like jerks off a lot?
You could get
does he have a
Surely.
sex drive?
Surely I should have some sort of drive to find someone to stick it in. Some sort of desire for companionship. Not really. Why, when thinking about the idea of me never losing my virginity, do I not get worried, feel sad, and angry? Wow.
Well,
That is a foreign mind. Not angry or sad.
yeah.
I'm thinking about not having sex tonight and it makes me angry.
or feeling, you would think you'd feel pressure from, societal pressure or whatever. That's like, oh God, I can't be a virgin. Like it's
not like I have no sex drive because I jerk it once a day on average.
Yeah.
Is that the issue? No, that's normal. I have no sexual hang-ups or excuses for my virginity in regards to my appearance. I've always worked in fields bereft of women, and I never went to universities, and then maybe that's the problem. No, I wanted to stick it in a woman long before university. This can't be healthy, right? Should I send you a picture of my flaccid penis? No. Go fuck yourself.
Well, okay.
God, what are you, buddy? You got it made. Are you kidding me? Sex drive ruins lives. You know what sex drives turn into? Marriage. It has haunted mankind since we first crawled out of the ooze, this fucking sex drive. I would never turn it off. God forbid. But if I didn't have it, my life would be better. Right?
Like I said, think of all the time.
Think of all the time. Think of all the time you save, man. You gotta do something now. You ever met anyone like this? People with less sex drive always kind of,
But I mean, he's saying he does have a sex drive, but it's what's more fascinating to me is the lack of just any type of feelings of anxiety or like shame or any of that, because I think we're taught, especially as guys, you're like, oh man, you gotta get in there.
Yeah, you gotta get in there. I feel like,
And even with all that, he's like, whatever, it's cool.
he doesn't have that little voice in the back of his brainstem telling him to go, you gotta fuck, you gotta fuck, you gotta fuck.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's the one who has to live his life. And if he's fine with who he is, that's the only thing that fucking matters.
Look, you gotta make money. You gotta go out there, you gotta get a good job. You gotta always increase what you've got, right? Eventually, some chick is gonna see that and try to get her claws into you. So it's, I think this is a self-solving problem.
Yeah, at some point, you'll be successful, and then some chick will rape you.
Yeah, they will. They'll trick you.
You don't have a choice.
They'll
Yeah,
trick
you're
you
gonna
into
win.
thinking that you have a sex drive when you don't. Dick, what's up, buddy? I'm a computer engineer in Alabama, and I'll be graduating.
So he's the one.
Yeah, I'll be graduating in the spring to start a job here. I'm 24, and I've hooked up with 5 different girls. Basically, all the attractive girls I've been in contact with while engineering. I don't know if he's bragging or making a joke about chicks in engineering. Maybe a little both.
Yeah, maybe, exactly. Maybe a little both.
And every single time some bullshit excuse of no sex before marriage comes up, and I'm stood up at third base.
Well, you're in the South, I guess.
So what? You saying
No, the no sex
Christian
before.
girls don't bang? How do we get Jesus then?
Oh,
God.
I mean,
I got a slow start due to my stereotypical Christian upbringing, and not pursuing women really until I was in college. So I haven't dated much, and Tinder just doesn't work in the South. Doesn't work in the South. Too long didn't read on the Virgin of
the Tinder in the South. Tinder's kindling, kind of, isn't it? Or like
No, the app.
No, I know. But what is like Tinder is like something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the South, it'd be like Logger or
Yeah,
something.
not as good.
Yeah.
On the Virgin, my friend group consisting of single-ass
I mean, because of the
spinsters.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people who married their first time. Big city, where the good pussy at? Playing in the dirt. I can't get off third base.
Lumber.
That's his deal.
You know, he works on two of them.
Oh, yeah.
The best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
I got it. And they're on the back. You gotta figure out, what works on these girls. Don't give up. Don't let them use God as an excuse. Marriage as an excuse. Women love making bad decisions. And there's nowhere they love making them more than in bed.
Yeah.
You just gotta figure out,
Be their bad decisions.
yeah, you're an engineer.
Look, I mean, Sheryl Crow wrote a song about it.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
They love it, in fact. They call it experience.
Yeah.
They turn 30 and think, look at all this experience I've mustered during my life. Stupid. You're an engineer. You just gotta figure out what kind of problem you're dealing with here. Because they've all got, there's this, it's the Pokemon system. Some women are electric types, and they need they need to be hit with the ground type attack. Some women are psychic types. I don't know my Pokemon rules, but it's like rock, paper, scissors. Maybe that's a little better. If she wants, there's always something that will get them off third base. Always. And it's not the same thing every time. Sometimes you gotta pull at the heartstrings. Sometimes you gotta get them real physically worked up. Sometimes it's all about the promises of the future and whatnot. These sorts of bullshit. It's always something that will work on them. One more than others. You're a fucking engineer. Just figure it out. That's my tip. It's never going to be the same. But it'll always be something. So Miss Phase, the Sonic artist, says that people with less sex drive are ones who haven't found out what actually turns them on. They go on a little pornography trip around the world. I guess is what they're saying.
That could be.
And you get off on a weird ship.
That hasn't
Swallowing people.
occurred to you, or
Yeah. Maybe there's fetishes that haven't even been discovered. Maybe you like seeing hamsters underwater. Give that a shot,
you never. Yeah.
right? Before, there had to have been a time where we didn't know about swallowing people and feeding women so much that they turned into big fat blueberries, right?
Yeah, sure.
Now we do. What did all the Sonic porno people do before Sonic the Hedgehog. They just sat there with limp dicks in their lap, twiddling their thumbs. And then Sonic came along, and all of them got huge erections. It's the hard men working hard. Christmas parties now. Nice.
You know what my favorite part about Christmas is? Being together. You know what I mean? I love just being around people that love you and support you and really empower you. You know what I mean, Dave? I really love the feeling of just holding each other and supporting one another and validating one another's existence and everything that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. And my favorite part about Christmas, besides all of that, would probably have to be the snow. Or maybe, you know, I love it when the carolers sing. I love that too. I love when they come to the door and they knock right when there's inconvenient time and they're sitting there in their stupid little outfits and they sing and it's awesome. I love it, babe. And oh my gosh, do you think your parents are going to come over for Christmas? I don't know what to buy. What do they even eat? Are they vegan? I don't know. What are they going to say?
It's a pretty accurate song.
Fucking A. This is so therapeutic. Yeah, man. Yeah. I could listen to this for about 10 hours. I can't even tell you how much I love this. This is going straight on my phone to be played at any time I see fit. 4 minutes. It's my favorite thing that this show has ever done. No, go away.
With the toothpicks and stick them on and put them in the oven and soak in the juices, you know what I'm saying? Or I can get a big turkey and I don't know, maybe I should look up some like Gordon
This is
Ramsay
fucking
shit.
genius.
Yeah. Really cover that turkey in some herbs and crusty things and then put maybe like, oh my gosh, do you want to like really surprising? Maybe we'll put like a duck inside of the turkey. I saw it on this BuzzFeed video. It's so funny. No one is going to expect it. It's super wild. It's crazy. What kind of tree should we get, babe? Do you want to get one? Maybe we want to put a let's face it, it's going to be less of a mess. But I know that the real one is going to like commemorate Christmas. You know what I'm saying, babe? Babe? Babe, hello?
I'm on my... Absolutely brilliant.
Very good. Very good. Hard men working hard.
My God, you're my new favorite band.
Patreon.com/hardmen. HMWH. While they're alive. While they're still up. As we all wait for Patreon to bring the hammer down. Oh, what a great Christmas song. We could carol that.
Can you imagine?
Right?
We have to do that.
Okay, let's watch this video. I see Kaya, you said your last name out loud, buddy. Kaya Orsan, I see you in there. You want to get on? We're gonna watch this video first, then I'll get you on. Hold on. All right, this is gonna be painful. There's no other way to say this. This video is going to be a disaster, but we're gonna watch it. Jess posted this shortly after we did the last bonus episode where we read that weird email that Richard Hope called in to talk about and went over the restraining order that Jess won herself by calling ladies to school and trying to get her fired. Out of nowhere, after saying nothing and doing nothing for years, a year, Jess decided to post this gem of a video. So we're gonna watch it now and make fun of it, as is tradition. Here you go.
This is my team life tips.
Oh yeah, she said. Let me read what she said to give it some context.
Okay.
She says, I watched a 19-year-old art school influencer/model video on life tips, and was inspired to share my own tips as a 33-year-old. So these are both quality specimens in life, ready to impart their wisdom upon the world in a series of 19 tips for life. Right? I assume that the 19-year-old posted 19 tips because of her age.
Yeah.
Jess has missed the point of that entirely and gone, instead of doing 33, has gone again for 19. So off to a good start. Here we go.
And that's the blow.
19 tips you've learned in your 32 years of life.
33 years of life.
Almost 33 now.
She is laying on a...
Don't tell anybody.
I'm sorry, I believe
Yeah,
1.15
We're just gonna skip number.
years.
she's...
We're gonna skip to 19.
Oh,
We're gonna skip to
God.
19.
Yeah, right now. The other ones aren't important.
She's laying on a
Like
guy's
good oral
Here's tip
health.
number 19, right?
Good oral health.
Oh,
Yeah, she's laying back with her head on a man's open thigh. And I don't know if he's wearing boxer briefs or perhaps very short and very soft shorts. I don't know what you think, but her forehead is almost touching his groin bulge, where it would be if he has one. I obviously don't know. But that's just the situation. She's holding her phone up in the air, like the women do, filming herself down with her head on a man's lap.
Right.
On a man's lap.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ready to
number
impart her
one was,
wisdom.
good oral
Good
health.
oral health, yeah.
Make
It
sure
sounds like that.
that your
Amazing.
brain scans. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3. Make sure that you go to the dentist. Oh, I guess that's kind of number 1.
Benefits of good oral health.
And number 4, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Not true.
Number 5,
How the fuck is that funny? Who's this giggling parts? I don't know in the background.
I don't know.
2 apples a day keeps
don't eat too many sweet tarts.
keeps owls away.
Unless you
Little
want
known
to
fact.
cheese.
Little known fact. 2 apples a day keeps the owls away from you.
There is a...
I want to know where he lives, so I can go throw garbages. That is.
There's a level of, I don't know if it's stupidity, where you have a steady stream of drugs going through your system at all times. That when you don't, but they just are there. It's just at some point, your IQ drops below a certain threshold, and it's just a constant euphoria of hilarious laughter happening in your head all the time.
I want to do that.
Yeah. The rest of us are seeking this kind of merriment that this jackass, that this underpants-wearing, dick-grabbing jackass has at his disposal at all times.
God bless him.
Number 7.
I think you're still undercutting my owls tip with the 2 apples. Like, I think you're passing over the apple tip.
Number 7,
Talking
paint.
about doctors.
Paint. Just paint some stuff.
Don't use lead.
Don't use lead paint.
Get new paint. Paint that's been sold sometime since 1963.
Alright, what are we
This
on?
is like the
Number 8?
worst version of our show.
Right next to you.
I'm the annoying asshole in the background adding my terrible 2 cents.
So, girls, don't give it out before first date. Or
Before the first
on the
time?
first date.
So just don't jump somebody in the bleachers or something?
Just don't put out.
Don't put out at all?
Room.
Become a lesbian.
Number
Terrible.
become a lesbian.
That also keeps away owls.
Like she's
I never thought hearing another woman talk about being a lesbian would be a turnoff. So here we go.
And
Here we are.
She just put that in the list because he just said it. That wasn't even in her list.
It's very strange, right? That this would be her out of nowhere, like an impromptu life lessons tip.
which was inspired by the 19-year-old
Right.
influencer.
I bet.
Asshole guys. Number 10, check your man. If you are dating a man, check his
Prostate?
if you like him. Number 11, also check his instant messenger.
Yeah,
Because he might be trying to,
Yeah, someone else check his prostate.
it's definitely a slam. Well, the fucking court is about to check her ex's prostate.
Like tip number 10?
Like tip
Life
number
is just a
10.
series of trivialities until we die.
How's that fun?
Life is just a series of trivialities of the guys. And then,
It's
that's my nihilist.
It's so trippy when you get hit with those sanctions,
They
isn't
gotta be
it?
high as fuck.
You think so?
Fuck,
I think
yeah,
they're
that's
just
like-
retarded.
Well,
No.
yeah.
I think there's some, I'm not saying all, but I think there's some gay men who get down on ruining women in this way. Like embracing their psychotic neuroses. And I mean, look at this disgusting performance that she's putting on. I'm obviously not saying all, but there's a lot of, in every group there's people who are fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And in every group they're fucked up in that certain way.
That's right.
You know? Straight dad, there's too many, they're way too into sports, some of them. It says every group has their fucking weirdos.
More of a death tip, really.
Number 11.
Death tip, have a will.
Number 11, have a will. Number 12.
Oh, they cut it.
Number 12 life tip, you guys.
It is.
I've lived so many lives. I just know
I think
everything.
the other stuff is just A+ material.
Pay your rent.
Don't not pay your rent. That's number 13. Don't not pay your rent.
Huh. I wonder if that's based on anything.
Number
Tip 14, a clove of garlic hung outside the door will keep away owls.
Oh god, you shut the fuck up, Alex.
He's an owl
And
furry.
Bernie, you have not had the owl-related experiences that I have had.
Jesus Christ,
You heard an
dude.
owl at night, it sounded like a screaming child.
Shut the fuck up.
Number 15. Don't waste your money on college, guys. Well, yeah. Just move straight to the big city that you want to work in and just start doing.
You'll do it. Everybody who comes out here to become an actor makes it.
Where's my Number 16. Fake it till you make it.
It always works out.
It always works out.
For
Pretend like
instance,
you're someone you're not.
You know, I walked into Los Alamos and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be a nuclear engineer this weekend. And at the end of it, I was in jail. So you know what?
Yeah. Dream big.
Dream big.
Go home.
Big
Trying to smuggle plutonium out in his ass.
16. 17?
17?
Number 17.
Yeah.
Don't get involved doing lawsuits regarding YouTube personalities.
Bam, yeah.
Especially don't get involved with any lawsuits and any YouTube personalities when you have nothing to do with it in the first place. And you're just dating a psycho YouTube personality.
Number 6.
Well, that's not true though, is it?
No.
Didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
Signed a piece of paper. Because I have everything to do with it.
Yeah.
You knew
Whoops.
about the Heather S email. I guess it's up to the judge, though.
Well, yeah.
I guess we'll see how much you had to do with it when the RAM comes in and starts checking prostates.
Yes.
Next month.
Yes.
Oh.
17. Be suspicious of everybody.
This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible.
This guy's fucking
Every
wild.
building just fucking just like, hey buddy, fuck is that movie?
That's right.
You know, you know what
And he's got his hand on his balls the whole time. Look at this.
Can you imagine if, like, one of us laughed like that?
This makes me never want to laugh again.
Jesus.
Number 18.
Look at his grip on his balls. This is grotesque. He's wearing little underpants. He's got a death grip on his nuts like he's riding a bull. She's laying back on his exposed thigh.
This whole thing is gross.
It is very gross.
Number 18. Just because you're a YouTuber or an influencer doesn't mean you're anybody. So, good luck building that brand till it crashes.
Or never takes off.
And number
19. Here we are, the big 19. This is the
drum
big
roll,
one.
please.
Yeah, it sounds like a drum roll.
Happy. Try more, be happy, you guys.
That's right.
That's it.
Don't do a YouTube personality.
Don't be any jerks.
God damn.
Don't do anybody.
Love yourself.
Just merge with someone else's consciousness.
Alright, guys. That's been the 19 life tips.
1.75 tips for every year of her life.
Oh my Jesus.
Or a tip for every 1.75 years of her life. That's all right.
Also, here's number 20. This is a bonus one.
Bonus tip.
Oh wow.
If everybody's talking shit about you, just fucking laugh.
No, don't laugh.
No.
That doesn't fucking matter.
They're all gonna die
We're
too.
all gonna die too.
Possibly by your hand.
We're all dying. We're all dying at the end of this, so none of it matters.
That's right. None of it at all. None of it at all. Might as well just fuck as much as you can.
Fuck and be happy, be married,
That's
great.
right. Be married. And that was the first video for your YouTube channel.
Oh boy.
Well, I hope there's more. Oh, I apologize.
The fact that
That was painful.
that was put up for public consumption.
Yeah.
It's on her YouTube channel. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make-
Yeah, still everybody's shitting all over it, of course. Well, we'll see how far that happy-go-lucky attitude takes you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just remember you said that.
Yeah. You know. So angry. So angry with Rex. Let me see. I think we got it after that. I don't think there's any confidence in let me see if Kaya said he wanted to say something. Hey, Kaya, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Hey, man, how you doing? Always good to hear from you.
I was a little better before you played that video. Thanks for that.
Sorry.
Terrible.
That really is fucking terrible.
Isn't
I mean, I like your show too. This is sort of like when a friend that you like wants to show you a really funny video, but it's just so painful.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's interesting
Yes,
to
it's fake for men with high-pitched nasal voices.
who laugh at their own jokes. Yeah, I think she
I
might.
get the laughing a lot part because I guess it makes her feel smart because
Yeah.
all she has to do is say owl and
Yeah.
he loses it.
Yeah.
There gotta be some men in LA who have a better voice.
That's weird. That's weird to see. That would be weird to see if I dated a girl and then after we broke up, she's posting insane shit online, talking about lawsuits and like weird half comedy bits where she looks disgusting. She looks terrible.
Gay guy with an owl fixation.
In her head on a guy's lap, laughing hysterically at how fucked her life is. That's 5150 material, my brother.
See,
Anyway.
maybe though, he got his comeuppance, and she's just as crazy of an ex as he is, and now he's the one receiving emails from her asking where he's moving to.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you have? What did you want? Is this about me being on Who Are These Podcasts?
Oh yeah, I just listened to that.
You just listened to
I was,
it? That's a good show.
Yeah, he released it just as you two started streaming, and I was already midway into it, so I figured I'd finish that first. And I came across that little bit where you two talk about getting bonuses on our show, and I felt terrible, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, don't feel bad.
No, there's a very good reason. But see, the thing is,
Wait, let me explain to Sean what happened. Let me explain to Sean what happened. So Kaya's on the official podcast, another great show.
Yeah.
He's got a couple co-hosts, and they asked me to be on. I think it was like right after the lawsuit or something like that. So I went on, and it was a great show. But then I find out afterwards that it was a bonus content show, and I'm like, well. That sucks because now anybody who wants to hear, like if there's a lot of dedicated people that listen to this show, if they want to hear me, they gotta go pay money to these guys to
Pretty
get
fucking
the...
smart, brother.
Yeah,
Pretty fucking smart.
Pretty smart. Sidebot.
I respect it.
All right, you sons of bitches. You got me on that one. Then I hear they did the same thing to Monkey Jones. He was on a stream with his grandma talking about how he got invited to his show, but it was a bonus episode, and you could see on his face him going, well, I mean, you know, I guess that means I'm sorry to all the people who want to hear me so bad that they gotta pay for something that they otherwise wouldn't have paid for.
Yeah.
So then I was on Who Are These Podcasts? Same fucking thing happened to them. And I said, all right, what's going on with these official podcast boys that they're just tricking everybody into?
Because when you're on, they know that the people who want to see it really know what they're getting in for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, okay, I know, Dick, I'm paying for this. I didn't say it was.
Well, they have a free podcast. How come I wasn't on the free one? Like, why does everybody have to pay you to listen to me?
No. Well, you're forgetting the fact that you were on the free one as well.
I was at some point, yeah, so...
Well, no one ended up paying for it, so they just released it.
I liked
That's
them
how it
here.
became free.
Now you gotta pay for them here.
No,
so,
that's
you know...
what led to this, because now part of a probation, you could say, because I'm not usually the guy who gets the guests. I don't. You know, we put them on YouTube.
I was just following orders.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, not following orders, but because we put them on YouTube, what people, what the boys want is big name. I don't want to call them boring, but like anodyne, inoffensive. Somebody with 10 million subscribers who would draw views.
Okay.
But, I still took some risks here and there, and we had you very close of a release dates with Andrew Tate. Oh. And Andrew Tate and you back to back or something, I think. There was 2 very controversial episodes. And by controversial, I mean the vast majority of people liked them, but there was this minority of douchebags who just had to whine about how offensive it was and this and that. So ever since then, I don't really get to pick the guests to go on the public episodes anymore.
Back to back,
Yeah, so, see, when I pick guests for the bonuses, I have more leeway, so what I really do is I pick people that I personally enjoy just so I will get to talk to them.
Oh,
So it's more of a selfish thing.
Okay.
And I also know because it doesn't have, it has a few upsides, like there's no ads that I have to awkwardly shuffle in while I'm talking to this person that I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, we shafted Monkey, Asterios, you, Carl.
Yes, that's right.
Also,
Everybody from the Big Show gets stuck in a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Fucking pay-per-view only.
And then not as many people are exposed to patreon.com/Asterios.
Yeah.
So he's definitely pissed off.
Everybody except Peach. She was clever enough to figure it out, I think. She just didn't even reply to my invitation after a while.
She texted me and I said, no, fuck those guys. They stick everybody on bonus episodes.
Yeah, each a shark.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you told me. We're too hot for TV, so you stick us in the bonus episode just because that's what you got, right?
Yeah, he's doing what he can do.
He's doing what he can do just to talk to his friends.
Doing what I can do, that's unfortunately the case. Is if it wasn't for the bonuses, some of you we couldn't have on at all.
Yeah.
Right? That's I love Carl. I love Carl's show. I binged it the other day, but he's not gonna get that many views on YouTube as much as whatever generic YouTuber, Twitch streamer playing Fortnite. So that's the problem.
We gotta watch that. Did you see that guy slap his wife on Twitch?
No, I heard about it.
It pissed you off too? I'm the only one that didn't get pissed off about it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I get pissed off because everybody is acting as though you are an incel now if you say they're both douchebags.
Yeah.
Don't slap your wife, but also she's being a cunt. Like, can't you just... They're both assholes. Take that kid away from both of them. But you can't have this opinion now without somebody shouting incel at you.
I gotta respond to that. I wanna watch it so Sean can see what we're talking about.
No, I've heard about it. It was described to me, but I have not seen it.
Here, this is the full version, Sean. So you're gonna get a different experience with this because I'm playing you the entire version and not what they cut and posted on the fucking internet first, which is very different. I'll tell you where they cut it.
Yeah. I'll bet I can figure it out.
Yeah, I bet you could too. You're a smart guy.
Yes, I'll be, yes. Okay, I'll be out soon. Just wait. Jesus Christ, I'll be out soon.
You see that? He flinches at something. So something was thrown. I've never flinched like this for no reason.
Yeah.
Here it continues.
Stop. I'll be out soon. Right, stop.
Stop.
Why did this fell over? Can you stop, please? I'll be out soon. What was that? Yes, just stop.
What was that?
I'll be out soon.
What was that weird grabbing something and wrestling it around motion? I'm counting stops, by the way, because no is supposed to mean fucking no. I don't care what you're arguing about. Stop and walk away from me is a pretty universally understood way to communicate that you want someone to stop and get the fuck away from you.
I'm gonna stop talking. I'll be out soon. Great. I'll be out soon. Fuck off. Honestly, I'll be out soon.
That was I'm seeing a bunch of escalated flinchings.
I'll stop throwing shit back at you. See how you like it.
It's just been thrown.
I'll be out soon. I will.
Throwing a box at him. Now everybody thinks that's hilarious, but you take the wrong end of a cardboard box to your eye, you're fucking half blind.
You're not. I said I'll be out soon. Stop. Stop. Please.
And it continues. I think there's a couple more smacks. And she comes on and screams at everybody with that.
Stop.
I mean, I hate there's a kid there.
Yeah, that too.
I will be out soon. Go away. Go away.
Touch me. All you people there. Straight to, you all see that? You touch me in my face. Touch me in my face.
Yeah.
Don't touch me on suit. Touch me on suit.
I don't care. I'll be out soon. Go away. I'll be out soon. Seriously, it's not.
Yeah,
she's being crazy.
I hate that the kid was there.
I mean, that gets
We
me.
all do, yeah.
But she's being a complete bitch too. Well, I mean, just that they. No, it's just that they have that kind of relationship.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
with the kid. Yeah.
Really quick, Dick, you have a nephew, right?
I have two.
Yeah, okay, how old are they? Little kids?
3 and 6.
Okay, I have one too. I think he's 4 or 5 now. You know that signature sound that they make, the sonic signature, that faint cry when they're being little shits and you take something out of their hands, maybe and tell them to stop, and they go like,
Yeah.
You recognize he's not hurt.
I recognize it in her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
immediately what you hear, and the whole, he hit me on the screen kind of a thing. You realize, okay, she was aiming for this. She was baiting.
This is what makes me so annoyed about it. That in our day, we had a show called Jerry Springer, where morons and garbage would beat the hell out of each other every day, so much so that they had to have a gigantic Mr. Clean on staff to separate them, not end the show, just separate them so that we as an audience could re-experience the anticipation of the fight that was insipid, that was about to happen.
When the
over and over and over and over.
When the 300-pound trailer woman beats the hell out of 125-pound Lester or something, you know.
Who all have a multitude of children there. In the back room, at home.
Yeah.
We laughed at this. Like, no one was there going, I can't believe that you watch Jerry Springer. You know that there's children in those situations. Well, yeah, no shit. But, you know, we're also totally helpless at protecting any of these people. Because they were kids in the same situation.
Yeah.
And if the government takes their kids, they're going to put them in rape centers.
I know.
That's like 30% of foster kids get molested. So exactly how pissed are you? Yeah. No.
I'm not pissed. It's more just just to, you know what I'm saying?
Not you. In general,
Yeah.
how pissed exactly are you? Or do you just want to show to everybody how much you don't hit women?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do? I especially don't hit women, and I really hate this guy. They should lock him up. Well, while you're getting off to showing off to everybody how safe you are and how protective of women you are, by sending him to prison, you're setting her in a situation where she's gotta help 2 kids with no fucking breadwinner. How do you think that's gonna work out? There's one thing that the one thing that makes people make worse decisions in their life is a desperate need for money and food.
Absolutely.
How fucking well do you think that's gonna go? Well, actually, they're both fucked. We should take their kids. Where's that gonna go?
Well,
think it through. Why do you motherfuckers think it all the way through for me before calling me an incel and an asshole?
Yeah.
Because the only way to cope with that massive powerlessness that you experience by watching this shit and then being aware of it at all times is to laugh at it. There is no other way to fix it.
You saw what my first reaction was.
Laughter.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Because it's happening all around the fucking globe.
I know.
And if you try to help, they'll go through your YouTube channel where you make all your fucking money and flag stuff until it gets shut down. Again, that is what I think. I don't know. It's just what I suspect because of the timing. Anyway.
It's tough to admit. It's tough to admit that you can't fix this.
You can't fix it.
You can't fix this.
Well, I
You
feel...
can't fix it, but you can go on Reddit and complain.
Yeah.
Call the guy an asshole and just call everybody else an incel. I hate how incel has, ever since they went mainstream, it has replaced neckbeard as a de facto insult to shut down a man who's criticizing you, even if it's justified.
The idea that we need to spend our minute of hate, or 2 minutes of hate, or whatever it is from 1984, yelling about this kind of shit, annoys me.
Yeah.
It annoys me a lot, and I'm just not going to do it out of principle, right? At this point, because I don't, what, am I putting food on their table if the guy goes to prison? No. Am I stopping it? If I see it happen, will I stop it? Probably fucking not. Because they're both bad guys. They're both equally fucking bad. You got cardboard boxes getting chucked around.
Yeah, she
kids
seems
are in
to-
the picture.
she wants-
Stop. How many times does it fucking take? Stop.
Yeah, she wants fucking chaos.
Yeah. Anyway, Ty, you got anything else to say on this one?
Oh no, that was all. I really just thought I owed you an apology. There you go.
Apology accepted. Thank you, and I'll do another bonus episode whenever you want.
Petition for a public one. There you go.
All right, see you, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
I like that thing.
Yeah.
It was funny when I found that Paul was on a bonus episode too. Like, wait a minute, you were on a bonus episode? These guys have been running this scam all over town.
Yeah, everybody's on a bonus.
All right, everybody, listen to the show. Patreon.com/TheDickShow. Dick.show.TheDickShow.com. This song's from Ego Makes Beats. So TBS track. I don't think we've heard it before. Then I've got Facebook news. I've got Emily Varooms and Thomas McCoy has sent in a competing news.
Oh,
I'm gonna play them both and see what you think. Here's the TBS track. It's just domestic violence. Relaxing. Oh, I needed that.
I know. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight listening to the Hardman Working Hard song. Yeah.
You think Peach up with all those annoying things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for a second. It's probably good. Probably didn't have to write it.
They probably just recorded it all day. That'd be good. You need an elf on a shelf, but for women during the holidays. 2 elves on the shelf. The elf on the shelf has a buddy this year.
Yeah, fucking stick.
Stick in the hand. What advice?
Yep.
You get one decision card every day. You wake up with the woman, with your wife or your girlfriend, you give her a decision card that she can play. And she needs you to help her make a decision. She's got to use the card.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, that's it. So don't waste it on, should I get soft white or white or double white lights and icicle lights? And what are your parents want? Are we going up there for dinner? And have you looked at Christmas card and all this other nonsense? One decision, like an advent calendar. That's for women in their holiday shit. Okay, here's Emily's.
Hello Dick and hello Dickhead. This is the Facebook group news for the last couple days. D&D could spell divorce and depression for one dickhead this week. A night of games and drinking led to a hysterical wife calling the police on her missing husband when he failed to let her know that he needed to sleep off the liquor and did not answer his phone. Upon arriving home, a female officer dressed him down over his drinking and driving, but only gave him a warning. The dickhead then questioned why the cop thought the best way to find him was to wait for him in his own driveway, when he was sleeping with his motor running at the biggest gas station in town for several hours. He is now sleeping on the couch and is asking for advice. Our number 2 story.
What advice do you need? You gotta figure it out, man. Sleeping in your car at a gas station.
The motor running.
Not a care in the world. The cop waiting to accost you at home. What the hell is that? It's hard to give you advice because I don't know what your goals are. Your goals are clearly to fuck up your relationship. So you want to maximize.
You can teach me something.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta figure out your goal and then ask again.
Right.
8 Ball says.
Comes from a post that Miss Liz Layton made asking, when was the most inconvenient time you've ever had diarrhea? Most answered, every time I've ever had diarrhea. While Jake Brown got the runs during his run, completely filling his spandex. He was running with a female friend he had a crush on, and they had 2 kilometers left to go. The last date?
That's all right. Just shit my pants. No big deal.
Wow. Did he ever talk to her again?
I don't know. Any follow-up question? What's the worst time you've ever got diarrhea?
A few times.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the ones that comes to mind was, I used to appraise property in my early 20s, early mid-20s. And I was out in the hills. It was like, I can't remember where I was, but it was an area kind of a country-ish. It might have been like Shadow Hills here, where it's like there's like horse property like right in the middle of the city of LA, and driving on like a long kind of paved road, and some of it was dirt, some of it was paved. And I'm back there, and one of these houses fucking right back there, and just I'd probably been drinking the night before, and I had like rot gut 7-Eleven coffee, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm gonna fucking shit my pants, like right fucking now if I don't get out of this fucking driving an F-150 at the time. And it's still like an access road, so cars are coming, and it's not like running down the side of the freeway or something like that. Well, there's this big fucking hill off to the side that like is just a dirt hill. Like they're doing construction. I just ran out of there doing just fucking shit. I had like like McDonald's napkins and like fucking receipts from Home Depot or something. I mean, fucking you gotta do what you gotta. And I was just like, God, please no cars come around this corner. And I got away with it, but it was that or shit my pants like 10 seconds later. There was no stopping it.
Did you leave the napkins on the road?
Well, of course.
Okay.
What are you gonna do, man? Just started hill. Oh yeah, but it was bad news.
A poll was leaked from the Dick Show Girls Chat where they voted on the group's worst guy. Out of 9 options, the top 3 are as follows: Stephen Bailey's, Moose, and Clay Early. Most of the guys in the group see this as a challenge to rise to, while others wonder if they even make a list at all. This has been the Dick Show Facebook group news for the last couple days.
You don't want to not be on the list of who the girls hate the most, or who's the worst guy. Nobody wants to not be on that list. Yeah. Okay, now here's Tom McCoy's version. Okay.
Hi. Facebook news. A user by the name of Jesse Nassim posted, "Hey, Jesse from Pod Awful here. I've been in the group the whole time. Don't freak out. Just wanted to say you guys were right." Right? The Facebook group is divided over the state of Facebook group news, with Maxwell Kimball commenting earlier in the month, "SJWs are ruining Facebook news by replacing Captain Jackass with a fucking woman." This week, Kimball went on to create a poll as to whether or not the Facebook news should be canned until the return of Captain Jackass. The poll currently stands at 67 yes votes, 22 no. Lastly, a leak from the secret girls chat revealed the most disliked male members of the
I've
Facebook
already
group,
heard this news.
with controversial moderator Stephen Bailey's taking the #1 spot. A poll for the sexiest male member was also held. However, the results remain a secret. One need only look at the shoots for the abandoned TDS calendar to know it's a fierce competition. That's it, bye.
Okay, well, if you liked Emily's, go on Maddox's site and vote on the left, whatever he's got. And if you liked Tom's more, go on the right. Vote on the right. Go to madcastmedia.com. There you go. To do that,
Hey, Dick. Brian from Maine here, and this is what makes me a rage this week. People who go into your house and break your fucking toilet. First, the whole damn toilet.
Smiley.
Recently, I just let my brother stay with me for a little while, and, you know, things were okay. He's a bit of a dipshit, but whatever. Family. About a day before he was about to leave and head on back to wherever he goes, breaks my toilet seat. Now, mind you, this guy is 200 plus pounds, and rather than own up to it, like most other dipshits that go and break your toilet and or toilet seat, he tries to blame it on my 45-pound daughter. So yeah, am I expected to believe that this 200 plus pound man just kept my toilet seat all nice and pristine, while a 45-pound girl just happened to break in half a full fucking toilet seat?
What if it
No,
slammed?
not buying it.
by the little girl in there.
All
Yeah, slammed on the rim. Nothing Brandon didn't know what they're made of.
come into your house. They're just like, oh hey, they break your toilet seat. They don't own up to or anything. I wouldn't care so much if they would just tell me the truth, but no, you have to lie about it. Every fucking time. Like the time I had a roommate stay with me for a few months, the day he leaves, oh, go upstairs to take a shit. It's all clogged up. Overflowing, actually. Completely destroyed. Luckily, I have all of these toilet plunger skills from all the people that try to fuck up my toilet and don't own up to it. When I go into someone's house and I fuck up their toilet, you know what I do?
It's multiple plungers in the same bathroom.
I tell them that, oh, hey, kind of
This is Mario's third brother.
Yeah.
He's real serious about plumbing. Multiple plungers.
Anyway, go fuck yourself.
Right.
This is a guy who reads Amazon reviews about plungers.
Yeah, right.
They need to do some kind of recording.
I have some friends who fucking lay some rivet busters, man.
There needs to be a camera that can record like a blur version. So you can't see anything, but it records and it turns it into little stick men. So you can see who did what to the toilet. Because people are on their own. You send them in there and they come out, the whole place could be destroyed. Like Ace Ventura.
Hey Jake, Alex from Jacksonville. You know what makes me a fucking rage? Goddamn old people, man. Doing shit on the weekends when I'm trying to get my shit done. Fuck, man. These motherfuckers don't work Monday through Friday like I do. I got shit I need to do, and what are they doing? Clogging up the lines everywhere I fucking go. Jesus Christ, do your shit on a Wednesday. You don't do anything. What the fuck, man? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that they're doing all week. I don't know, but they do get a lot slower as they get older.
They've been it's Wednesday, but it's Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. Things get a little more confusing. Just things that we take for granted. I mean, you know, God help them if they're trying to use the self-checkout.
Yeah. It would be more confusing if they do it on the weekend. Well, like the guy's saying, we got like a senior day.
I know, that's
or on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not that they're there to me, it's that they do things at, like, it takes them twice as long as it takes, you know, younger people all the time.
So they can have as much help in the world as they want if they would just do it at 6 in the morning. Like they need
up anyway.
Yeah, we need an adult swim for Walmart or wherever everybody is. Like, all right, we're only doing 50 plus right now, and if you're not in here, then you're on your own. You don't have time to dedicate to you fucking doing it.
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Sean. Simple Jesus here.
Hey.
What makes me elate is women that say they understand dark comedy. This is in every woman's Tinder bio. They're like, oh, I love dark comedy. I'm dark and twisted and so funny. But when you actually tell them jokes that is considered dark comedy, they're like, oh, what the hell, you need help, that's not funny. The other day, this chick said she likes dark comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I tell her a joke, and she gets all offended. Real comedy is subjective. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not funny. I really think I hate that mindset, and it really makes me fucking rage.
I mean, it's chick comedy, though. Like, they have their own version of dark comedy. It's not the same as our version of dark comedy.
We're just talking about periods.
Yeah, they do have their own sense of humor. And there's not a lot of overlap.
Yeah?
Yeah. The women do. I'm trying to think of a dark comedy joke that a woman would appreciate. Probably a guy getting hurt at some point.
So I get his eye put out by a box.
Here's a dark comedy joke. Here's a joke that a woman is going to dark comedy. Like the guy dies and goes to heaven, and he gets a Lamborghini. He goes, hey, what's the deal? Why I got a Lamborghini? Well, we base it on how good of a husband you were. That's why you got this dope Lamborghini. You never cheated on your wife, and it's very important. Cheating, fidelity, marital fidelity is very important up here in heaven. So you got Lamborghini. And he's like, oh, Jeff, I'm gonna go walk in heaven and straight around. And he sees his wife. He's like, hey, you got two, huh? And she goes, yeah. And what'd you get? Let me see. When we walk through your car, she's driving a moped. Yeah, fine. You got it? Yeah. Got the joke? Yep. Very dark. Yes. Because it means she fucked around a lot. They love that. Eat it up. That's so funny to me.
What makes me enraged are people who constantly have to tell you how much they don't give a fuck. And I can't stand these people for the same reason I can't stand complainers. Because they're the same person. They don't even say that they don't care and that they believe you or not. Like, no biggie. So bitch try and know about their life for 20 minutes straight in the same fucking breath. And then once you offer some advice, you say, why don't you do something about it? But it's why you give a fuck and you say it's you to give a fuck. It's you that makes care. I can't fucking stand these people.
I don't give a fuck.
There's bitch or no.
I don't care.
You're a fucking baby, or admit that you fucking care. You're on the verge of tears after one beer. I don't want to fucking believe you for another life. Yeah. And then end it with, oh, I'm never talking about anything, man. Anyway, take care, guys.
I really don't care. Yeah. Some people
tell you how much I really don't care.
Yeah, a whole presentation on how much I don't care. Yeah. You wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't believe how little I care about this argument. Feelings are for losers. Not like me, I'm a winner.
Hey, Dick, hey, son. This is your real transgender field here. If you don't know what makes me enraged, then give me no respect. I'm sorry, I came out to my parents. Wanted to let them know that I was transgender, and my dad said, great. I've always wanted to say. Then I went in, I wanted to tell people to go too. Told my boss that I feel like I'm a woman on the inside, and I'm a man on the outside. So he cut my pay by 23%. Yeah, they won't never use my own pronouns. So I told them that it shows the man that makes me feel good. They just keep calling me payday. Yeah, they want to use the bathroom. I just want to use the women's restroom, but they won't let me. You ever tried to take a wind where it's a skirt? All right, talk to you later.
You fucking call me payday. A bunch of people sent in. Pretty good, buddy. Pretty good. A lot of people sent in those some of those Rodney Dangerfield jokes. More like no more Rodney Dangerfield would be his name. No more Rodney Dangerfield. Okay. Rod less Dangerfield. Okay. I don't know. I like trans Rodney Dangerfield jokes. There's no confusion with it. Anyway, I get no respect. When I told my wife I was going to transition, she was against it. Not because she's transphobic, but because I give women a bad name. Yeah. The doctor, Vinny Bombach, said give me a discount on the gender surgery. Turns out he wouldn't need to remove my balls. My wife already did that when we got married. My girlfriend broke up with me because I'm Christian. I said, what? How can you be so judgmental? She said, it's not judgmental. I just prefer you when you were Christine. Growing up was tough. I remember telling my dad I wanted to come out, and he said, you should go in first. My gender resurgery, doc, he was cheap. I got a new penis, but now I'm missing a finger. Told my wife I'm getting a sex change. I'm becoming a woman. She said, you're becoming a woman. I said, I'm becoming a woman. He said, good, now you can disappoint yourself in bed. I told my psychiatrist that I'm a man now, but everyone still thinks I'm a woman. He said, don't be ridiculous. Everyone hasn't met you. I told my old man I'm going to transition into a woman. He said, I think you do better. I think you do well. You already got the cans for it. I ain't good at nothing. Even my pronouns are Emily. That's a good one. All right. Do I have any more of these ridiculous jokes? My doctor said with a penis that small, you should just transition into a woman. You understand? A doctor. And get it over with. I said I wanted a second opinion. He said, well, you're ugly, too. Yeah. That's a good one. All right. That's it. Okay. That's the end of Trans Rodney Dangerfield. All right. Peace here.